Hey guys, I'm going to do the Instructor Razuvious fight from a priest perspective, doing the mind control and showing you the positioning not only of where the raid is going to be, but where you want to pull Razuvious and where you want to stand. So I'm just going to jump right into it. First of all, Razuvious is going to be down here. He'll be about, if you see the skull here, he'll be about where the teeth are, but on the ground here in this circle. The melee will be right behind him, and you as the tank, you're going to be right here so that you're just clearing the edge of the wall. So your healers, who are at the top of the wall here, have line of sight to heal the tank, and you as a mind control priest here are still in range to keep your mind control up. Range DPS is going to be up here. They're going to be looking down, doing damage. There's an ability that I'll get to that'll require them to get out of line of sight every 25 seconds, get back in line of sight and attack, and you'll go in and out as needed as a range. Additionally, we're going to have an off tank who will be about in the center here. When you mind control the first target, the other three understudies are going to need to be picked up by an off tank. They'll be held here, and the off tank is going to want to face the range. That will be because if I, as the off tank, am facing the range, the understudies that are attacking him will be facing Razuvious, so that when they get mind controlled, all they have to do is move forward and get into the tank position. Once again, just to be clear, you as a mind controlled priest, you're going to be right here, just about a little higher than halfway. So I'm going to get into the abilities that our understudies have first. The understudies, when you mind control them, you're going to get a pet bar right above your bars that will have a taunt on it and will have a shield wall. So whenever you are engaging Razuvious, first you want a taunt and then you want a shield wall. So that will be on the bar. Additionally, when a mind control drops off of one of the understudies, they're going to get a debuff called Mind Exhaustion, which prevents mind control for 60 seconds. Because we have 4 of these guys, that's okay. We have time for that to fall off before that guy's going to be needed again. So when we start this fight, what you're going to want to do, you see from this position, I am able to mind control. So on the first one, I'm going to have to be a little bit out because I'm not in line of sight. So you'll have to come out just a little bit to be able to see. So I'm going to start this fight. I'm priest number 1. I'm going to mind control understudy number 1. We'll put some symbols up just so we know who's who. So I'm priest number 1, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to mind control square. So I'm going to start the encounter when Razuvious is on the other side. He'll be between or at moon or diamond. So I'm going to start the fight by mind controlling understudy number square. I'm then going to get attacked by Razuvious and the other understudies. So I'm going to taunt Razuvious and shield wall as I am backing up in this direction. So I'd be backing up here. Razuvious will follow me. I then want to back up to here until I am just clear of the wall so that the healers can see my mind control target, but so that Razuvious has stopped here, outside of line of sight of the healers. So as I've done that, I've taunted, I've shield wall, I get him in position. Priest number 2 will also be about where I'm at and will be wanting to mind control probably the circle. Because as I'm backing up and Razuvious is coming at me, the priest number 2 can be here because an off tank will go in and pick up moon, diamond, and circle and bring them to about halfway up the ramp. So we'll have an off tank that'll have 3 of these understudies positioned here in the center of the ramp, and mind control priest number 2 is over here ready to pick up the circle. So all the understudies come up here with the off tank The off-tank is making sure that they get into position to be facing the range so that all of the understudies are then facing Razuvious. I've now mind controlled one of the understudies as priest number 2. I run in, I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to wait for the unbalancing strike to go out onto the Death Knight understudy who is currently tanking. So the unbalancing strike does damage and lowers defense by 100. So we want it to go out, and then immediately priest number 2 is going to taunt and shield wall. This helps because then priest understudy number 1, the square, will have unbalancing strike, but will have now lost threat and can back up away from Razuvious. You don't want to drop the mind control right away. You want to back up to about here, into a position where the off tank is between you, the mind control target, and you, your actual body. This is because we want to heal them up so that we can use them again as a tank, but also when the mind control does drop, you're going to have aggro on this mind controlled character. So the mind control is going to drop and they're going to run straight for the priest, and as they're running for the priest, they're running right by the off tank, who is about here, and can then taunt them and add them back to their collection of understudies. When the off tank has taken this guy who has mind exhaustion and cannot be MC'd again, you're going to MC your second target. So your second target will probably be Moon. So priest number 1 is going to mind control Moon, while priest number 2 is already tanking with Circle. So you've now mind controlled Moon. You're going to run in, get into the tank position, wait for unbalancing strike. When the unbalancing strike goes out, you're going to taunt, you're going to shield wall, and then priest number 2 is going to take Circle. They're going to back up to about here. While they're backing up, they're being healed. Once they're at 100% healed, mind control falls off.
Goes to me. Anyone care to wager?
The mind control falls off, and then they head for the priest that has them mind controlled. The off tank picks them up, and the priest is all good to then mind control the diamond. By the time the diamond has been mind controlled and goes into tank, Square's mind exhaustion should be about ready to fall off, so that priest number 1 can then go back to them in their rotation and mind control them to come in here. There's going to be a few seconds between every mind control. You don't want to drop and immediately go into the mind control, but it won't be very long at all. 2 or 3 seconds at most. So I'm going to do a pull to show positioning. We would not want to pull Razuvious when he's here, so I'm going to wait for him to get to the other side of the circle. So I've mind controlled him, and like I said, in Classic you're going to get a pet bar, and I ran him too far away. So you don't want to run him too far away. In Classic, Razuvious should have already come to me. So I did my taunt, I did my shield wall, I'm going to back him up against this wall, and then I'm going to back up. I'm going to back him up over here. He got too far over, so I'm backing up further, and then I'm going to turn back around, not putting my back to him at any time, and I am now in the perfect position where my healers can heal me, Razuvious can't see them, and he's about lined up with the teeth on this skull here in this big circle. So I'm just going to keep going through and mind controlling. It's going to be very different when there's a whole raid behind me supporting me, of course, but as a solo character it's a little harder to show some of these mechanics. So again, I am visible to the healers, but Razuvious cannot see anybody except for the range. I'm just going to keep going through and mind controlling. So you see how instantly Razuvious is looking at me, and this taunt is staying up, and that's going to stay up for the full duration. You'll also see that he is doing a good amount of damage, but it's not so much that if somehow Razuvious were to get out of position, it's okay for you to just step over real quick and reposition him. So from where I'm standing, I can go pretty far back with this guy before he's going to drop off of me, before I'm going to lose the mind control. So look how far he was able to get. If you need to just wiggle a little bit to just back up to here and then turn him back around, that's going to be okay. You won't drop the mind control if you are just really precise in your movements. And I'm not going to kill him right now, but that's the gist of the fight.